All right, I've been asked to do a few more ACT problems, so I'm going to kind of try to do that today. We'll start with number 32 because I think at this point I'm up to 31 on the video. So starting with 32, I'll do a few and then we'll save this and then we'll do a few more tomorrow. It says a fair coin has two sides. One side is heads and one side is tails. A fair cube has six sides. Two sides are solid green, two sides are solid yellow, and two sides are solid red. The coin and the cube are each tossed once. What is the probability that they will land so that the side facing up on the coin is tails and the side facing up on the cube is yellow? All right, so if we look at the coin, getting tails, since there's a heads and a tails, I have a 1/2 chance of getting tails. And then for the yellow, since, look over here at the example again, it says 2 are yellow out of the 6 sides. So I have a 2/6 or 1/3 chance of getting yellow. The chance that I'll get tails and yellow is you multiply your probabilities. 1/2 times 1/3, your chance is 1/6. So my answer to this would be H, and it won't let me circle on here. So that's why I'm kind of going back and forth between these two. Answer for 32 would be H. 33. The length of rectangular prism shown below is twice the width. The height and the width are the same. The volume of the prism is 128 cubic inches. What is the length in inches of the prism? All right, so the volume is length times width times height. And they tell me that the width and the height, I believe is what they said, are the same. The width and the height are the same, and the length is twice the width. So I'm going to make the length 2x, and the width and the height both x. And they tell me, I'm sorry I'm having to jump back and forth, that the volume is 128, and they want the length. So volume is 128, length is 2x, width is x, height is x. So if I solve this, I get 128 equals, this will be 2x cubed, divide by 2 on both sides. I get 64 equals x cubed. Take the cube root, and x is 4. So the height would be 4, the width would be 4, but the length, which is what they want, would be 2 times 4, which is 8. The length is 8. So over here, your answer would be C. All right, next one. For what values, number 34, for what values is 1 over x squared minus 4 undefined? If you recall, an expression is undefined when you can't divide by 0. So it's undefined for any values of x, which would result in the denominator being equal to 0. So it's 1 over x squared minus 4. And if I factored this, it'd be x plus 2, x minus 2. All right, so if I'm looking at this, the values that would make it undefined are if x were negative 2 or positive 2. So those are the times when x would be undefined. So my answer for 34 would be G. All right, for 35, we have this triangle that's shown in the standard plane. Which of the following is the equation of AC? If you'll look, AC is going straight up and down through 2, 5, and 2, 2. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. Every vertical line that I draw like this is always x equals some number. And if you'll look, it's going to have to be x is equal to 2. That would be my equation. It doesn't have a slope like a rise over a run, so it's not going to have an x and a y. It's just going to be x equals 2. If it were horizontal, it'd be y equals a number. But this particular one is a, x equals 2. All right, 36. When a certain map is drawn in the standard XY coordinate plane, one city has coordinates 5, 6. Another city has coordinates 9, 12. If one coordinate unit corresponds to 25 miles, which is the following is closest to straight line distance in miles between these two cities. All right, I'm going to find the distance between 5, 6, and 9, 12. And that's going to tell me how many units. And then each unit is 25 miles. So then I'm going to have to multiply that times 25. So 5, 6 to 9, 12. Let's see, 5, 6 to 9, 12. Distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So it would be, let's see, 9 minus 5 squared plus 12 minus 6, whoops, squared, square root of 4 squared plus 6 squared, square root of 16 plus 36, square root of 52. And if I take my calculator, the square root of 52 is about 7.2, something like that. So if I multiply that times 25, because every unit is 25 miles, I get 180.2728. So if I look back over here at my choices, which one's the closest? It'd have to be 180 miles, which is H. All right, 37, we've got 4 angles in a pentagon. They want this missing angle. A pentagon adds up to 540 degrees. If you don't know, a triangle has 3 sides. A triangle has 3 sides. It's 180 degrees total. That's very messy. Quadrilateral has 4 sides. It goes up by 180, which is 360 degrees total. Pentagon has 5 sides. It goes up by 180. Whoop, add 180 and you get 540. That's not lined up very good. 6 sides, you go up by another 180 and you get 720. And keep on going up 180, up 180, up 180 every single time. So pentagon needs to add up to 540. I've got a calculator up here. So let me see what I can do here. I'm going to add up these sides, which is 120 and 80, that's 200. 120 and 80, that's 200. So that's 400 already. If I have to add up to 540, it looks like the one I'm missing is D140. All right, we'll maybe do 1 or 2 more. Okay. This particular one, we've got this drilling platform pipeline. They want this angle right here. And it's a right triangle. I know that this side is 3.7, and this is the opposite side. And this side is 5.4, and it's the hypotenuse. So when you're looking at trig ratios, you can see all here in my answers, there's all kinds of trig ratios. So which ones use the opposite and the hypotenuse? If you remember, the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse, the cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and the tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. So the one that uses the sine, the opposite and the hypotenuse, is the sine. So if I'm looking for the angle, back over here, it'd be the sine of the angle is 3.7, that's the opposite, over 5.4. That's the hypotenuse. So my answer here is to find the angle, I'd want the inverse sine of 3.7 over 5.4 to find that angle. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and end this, and then I'll pick up with number 39.